Welcome to the OPEX podcast. I'm Dave Klex, and along with me, as always, is the darling Duchess of Distance Dashes, Bethany McChesney.
That was a good one.
I'm gonna admit, I've been having a little help with AI lately on some of these. The problem is, and if it's actually done this, is it's come up with ones I've already done on my own,
Oh.
which either proves that AI is not very bright or that maybe I am. One or the other. Okay, so anyway, just because I figured we were talking, you did the run. So what was it? Was it a 50K?
Yeah, I did the Sulphur Springs 50K. If you're from the Ontario area, you've probably heard of Sulphur Springs. It is one of the biggest, one of the oldest trail races in this area. It's also now the only Western States qualifier in Ontario, so it's extremely popular now. So it has and of the ultra distances, it has a 50K, a 50 mile, which is 80K, 100K, and a 100 mile, 160K. Then the second day they do a 20K and a 10K, which I've participated in the 20K multiple times. So this was my first year doing the 50K. And yeah, I don't remember what came first, me registering for High Rocks Ottawa or me registering for Sulphur.
It was
I
sulfur.
think yeah, it was sulfur. That's what I was thinking. And then when High Rocks Ottawa came out, I was like, whatever. You kind of have to jump on High Rocks races when you can get them. So, um, and then of course I decided to do two, and then they were back to back, as we know. So, I was struggling last week until about Thursday, which is kind of scary considering I had a 50K Saturday morning. Um, and there were parts of me that were thinking, like, this could go really bad and you might have to be okay not finishing if it goes really bad. Because I'm also not interested in injuring myself at this point because the A race is QMT. Um, and I don't like it to have it, I didn't want it to be in the back of my mind that, like, if you have to drop, it's okay. Um, but yeah, I honestly, and then these stupid rankings came out, which were kind of silly because they're based off my 20K times. And obviously, I'm a much more experienced runner in those kind of distances. So anyways, I tried to not get it in my head, but of course I do. So, I felt really good through 30K. So it was a 10K loop and then a 20K loop and then another 20K loop. And the 10K loop felt fantastic. You kind of viewed it as intervals in a sense, and then you get a break, you're back at your stuff, you refuel up, and then you go. Then the next 20K felt great, and then I'm like, I'm nailing this shit. I'm like, I got this. And then we
I'm
went out.
60% done.
Yeah, yeah. I just felt so good. I'm like, just another lap, no big deal. And then even like I hit around 40K, and I'm like, just 10K to go. It's fine. It had been raining the whole time, I'm gonna say. And there were some parts where I was like, this is gonna get pretty bad later. And around it started to really rain hard, hard in our last 20K. And there was a point around again when we were around 40 to 42K where it was coming down. It was so heavy and it was becoming um like rivers across the trail, and the mud was ankle deep and quite unrunnable in sections where there was any sort of incline and decline. And it got to be very difficult. So as we know too, like even just lifting your knees higher to get out of the mud, and yeah, and I hit a wall pretty hard at 43K, which is so funny because at 42K, you're like, I'm feeling good. Like, I got this. I'm nailing this ultra stuff. Like, I got this down. And then 43K was the longest kilometer of my life. Just like that. And then I just wanted it to be over with. And I feel like the temperature dropped like 7 degrees also around that time. And I started to get really, really cold. And you're soaking wet, and it was super muddy, and I was bonking like crazy. Um, and yeah, it was. the last 7K was a mental battle with myself to just keep putting one foot in front of the other and to just finish it. Um, and then we were gonna wait for our friends who were doing the 80K, but we were so cold that I knew if I didn't get to my car, which was forever away, I was gonna go hypothermic. And I've got been hypothermic before, and it's kind of a scary thing. And yes, we basically packed up, bolted the car, and then started like crazy convulsions in the car, thinking I'm dying. And then once you calm down and you heat up, you're like, yeah, that wasn't so bad. Like it's so quick that you shift in the moment. Like at 48K, I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever done in my whole life. And then like an hour and a half later, you're like, meh, I'd probably do it again.
So first off, when you say like you were going into it not feeling well and everything, what would you have told your client if they said, "Hey, the weekend before I do my 50K, which is a big race for me, I'm going to do back-to-back high rocks." Would you have
Well,
advised that, Bethany?
probably not. It totally depends.
No, it
Totally.
doesn't.
Well, it does. But I probably would have been like, hey, so one of these we have to just not race.
Mhm.
So, and I really wasn't planning to race the 50K. And then I got in it and I was like, I feel okay. And I did race it for the first 30K,
Have you,
40K even.
on one hand, please list for me the running events, aka races, that you participated in that you did not race. I'll wait here.
None.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's a highly foreseeable problem, Bethany.
I know. It's I'm stupidly optimistic sometimes. Yeah, I know.
But still, you know what? The goal, I mean, your goal wasn't to win this race.
Oh no,
Yeah.
there was no way I was gonna win. There was a lot of girls in the race too. The 50K was very competitive, to be honest, which was kind of cool. And I will say too, I made a wrong turn very early. It was like 3 or 4K in, and the top two or three ladies had pulled a gap, and then I was kind of leading a pack, and I did miss an arrow, and I probably went 300 or 400 meters past, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing the back of arrows, and I'm like, that's not supposed to happen. And then the people behind me were like, I think you made the wrong turn. I'm like, why didn't you say this 300, 400 meters ago?
Did
But
you say, no, I
whatever.
think we made the wrong turn.
Well, they blamed me. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, again, I'm like, you followed me.
That's right.
So,
Who's the fool? The fool or the fool who follows?
right. So you all just kept going, whatever, blindly following me. So I did kind of, I felt like I put myself out of it just not being connected to the leaders early, which I mean, they finished so far in front of me. It doesn't matter in the end. And it's such a long race, it doesn't matter. But it was really frustrating. And I will admit, when that happened, I tried to like race to be back in it, which is so stupid.
Mhm.
In hindsight, that's so stupid. You're like 4K into a 50 and you're gonna get all amped and like start dropping fast. It's
Time
so
to kick.
yeah, like it's just dumb, but I just got so frustrated and yeah, started running way too fast to get back in the mix. But everyone went with me. So I dragged a bunch of people into my stupidness, probably 6 or 7 people. So sorry. And there's but it is frustrating when that kind of stuff happens and it just like it kind of mentally, and this is the thing that I do need to prepare mentally for things like this better because it does happen, especially in trail racing. Because there's so many turns and sulfur is really interesting too because there's a lot of times where you run back, you go out around, run back. So you're always kind of crossing people forward and back. So there's a lot of opportunities to not necessarily know if you're going the right way. Um, because you could be running backwards on the path, but you are. but you could be on the right path because you cross back behind people all the time. So it is kind of confusing in that way. So yeah, to just kind of maintain your composure when stuff like that happens because it is a really long race and you can really fuck it up if
Yeah.
you do what I did, which I do think I kind of, I learned a hard lesson that way too. Um, but yeah, I just kind of got into my head a little bit and got a little bit frustrated. So, um, yeah, but I'm always amazed at the ultra running community and just how it's so different than other races in that it takes so much more than just fitness to be a good ultra runner. There is so much that goes into it, and you could never line everybody up on a start line and decide who's going to win the race when it comes to ultra runners.
No, no, no. The what's it called? The eye test lies all the time.
Oh yeah. Yes. And so much of it is mental state and also your ability to consume properly and to understand what your body can handle and what you need to take in and what's not going to make you sick. And then being super patient at the beginning and even mentally being able to handle hours and hours of a race situation and not get bored and to kind of stay mentally checked in and um yeah, and even like this race especially, you have to be able to handle conditions. Like I did not handle the cold very well at all. I was seizing up. Some whether it's super cold, there was a lot of people that went hypothermic at this race. The 100K had a 50% DNF rate, and the 100 mile had a 70% DNF rate.
My boy Chris Otis, he finished his 100K.
He did finish.
Yeah.
And my girls, they finished, he did the 80K.
80K. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, my girls finished the 80K also. And honestly, when I was in our last 10K, in my head, I thought if they don't finish, I don't blame them because I wouldn't want to be out here for 30 more K. But they finished and they did so well. And they embody all the things that I've said about ultra runners. They're so patient, they're super positive. They had their plan, they stuck to it. They were prepared better than I was for the conditions. And they finished sixth and seventh, completely unranked athletes.
Yeah.
Nobody knows them. Yeah, I mean, they finished ahead of your friend Chris Otis.
I have no idea where Chris finished. I just know that if Chris met a new friend on the course
Yeah.
randomly,
Yeah.
that he could go another 160 kilometers because he would just talk to this new friend for the whole time.
That's also an ultra runner thing too,
Yeah.
because we met the most friendly people
Yeah.
on, and there was people that we ran with for a long time, and like you get to know them pretty quickly because people just kind of want a distraction.
Yeah.
But yeah, my girls, they've been working really hard and their sole focus right now is ultra. And we've been working a lot on they're both moms and they're busy and we do a lot of supplement type work in the gym to help strengthen them. And this is another part of being an ultra runner. It's not just about putting in the miles. When you have there's weaknesses that we all have. And when we've discovered it with them, we find a way to work on it in the gym. And they've come so far. They're finishing these ultras. My one client also was in the gym today skipping around. And I'm like, how are you doing that? Like, if I had to go chase my kid down the street right now, I couldn't do it. Like, and they've prepared so well. And we've really, really dialed in what we need to be doing in the gym to supplement the running because they just realistically they don't have the time to be running 150 160 kilometers a week in order to be doing these ultras, so
Yeah.
we find other ways to build the leg strength that they need to do these races and handle them and
So
they
increase the durability.
yeah exactly and kind of work out those weaknesses that they've had. And yeah, they're doing so well. I'm so excited to see it. Just, these two mom ultra runners that have kind of fallen in love with this thing that's so challenging. That's just they're so impressive to me. What they did this weekend. So just I finished ultras and I'm just so inspired by people and what the human body and the mind can do that just it feels beyond me right now to kind of comprehend how it's even possible sometimes.
Oh yeah, it's a different world. It is crazy. And then people are amazing.
Yeah.
The mental toughness and the mental fortitude it takes to just keep going is it's unbelievable.
And
And it
running through the night,
well,
those
yeah,
conditions.
the night, the wet, the yuck, the cold, everything. Dude, I had my dry robe on Saturday
At what?
at Rise 5K.
Okay.
I so because it was like you say, it was cold, it was wet, it was rainy. We brought the dry robe for her so she could wear it all the way till she took off on her run. And I took it, put it right on. I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing this thing. This is for me now. But yeah,
Yeah.
to roll out in those conditions and keep going for hours upon hours, it
Hmm.
it takes an incredible mental toughness. And that's where you say like not not anybody can become a sub 15-minute 5K person. Not anybody can be a 4-minute mile person. There you have to have specific physical gifts.
Hmm. Yeah.
But anybody with the mental toughness can become an incredible ultra runner.
Hmm.
You know, if you have that mental toughness and that willing to grind and willing to train, you can,
Hmm.
and that's something that's so different than anything else. Like that's why those backyard ultras are incredible, where it's like you never have to run faster than like 6 miles an hour and
Hmm.
you can win. It's just crazy.
Yeah. But what I realized too, though, is there's different things with training for an ultra that are
Mm.
very different than anything else because of the sheer amount of time that you're doing something. And this is where I've been so fascinated in the learning perspective of it from as a coach, where there's the gut training that goes into it. Understanding
Mm.
your are you a salty sweater? Like how much glucose can you handle per hour? And it's felt like a science experiment to me all along. And these ladies that I've been working with have kind of been they've been working a lot with me and we've read a lot and followed a lot of the best and there's so much more that goes into training for an ultra than just putting in the miles. And that's what's been so fascinating with it is the training itself. Like it's hard to just wing it.
Yeah.
With an ultra, you really do have to be prepared for the conditions. You have to prepare your gut. You have to know what you can eat, what you can't. Like there's weird things that you have to learn to train with an ultra that's very different. Like you can wing it and run a half marathon on the roads. Like it's not the same thing.
When I was getting ready for the platinum rig race that never happened,
Mhm.
to do 24-hour solo and platinum rig race, I would be in the garage on Saturdays, and this was Allison Ty doing my program at the time for like 8 hours and running on the treadmill, and then like every 400 meters getting off, doing like 3, 4 obstacles, getting back on running for like 8 hours.
Mhm.
And every couple of hours, Rye would come in with some different bit of food for
Mhm.
me to try to eat while I'm running to see if it agreed with me, if I could continue going, if it helped, if it fueled. And as you're saying about the whole science experiment thing,
Mhm.
I had to, literally experiment on myself. Like, oh, that didn't sit well. That was a rough couple of hours. Oh no, that was great. Like it's
Mhm.
you if you want to survive, you got to be dialed in.
Yeah. And that's actually why we designed our Little Loop Ultra the way we did, because 2.5K loops, you can experiment really
Yeah.
easily. Which actually interesting. So the winner of our Little Loop, the female, Ashley was her name. She was second in the 100 mile at Sulphur.
Ooh,
So our little loop was her training run. She did 60K. And then Graham, who was the male that won, our little loop ultra, he finished the 100K.
that's awesome.
Yeah. So we saw both of them this weekend too. And they finished. So
So the question becomes now, where are you going? You going further or are you going
me?
faster? Yeah, you gonna go further now or are you gonna go faster now?
Um, well, realistically, I don't see myself going further because I just love to do so many other things. And I think if I'm going to keep going further, I'd have to put a little bit more into ultra specific. But I do want to run a faster 50K. I feel like the 50K distance for me, my body does seem to handle okay, and I do seem to recover from it fine. Um, I in good conditions, I think I can run a sub 5 hour 50K. So I would like to see if I can handle that at some point.
When you say you have other things that you like to do, would that include you and Lanny chasing an open championship?
Is that a thing?
I think it is.
A doubles open championship?
I know they have open championships.
I mean, if that's a thing,
I think it's a
that
thing.
sounds fun.
I think that would be a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that sounds fun. At least age group, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. I'm talking.
in
You guys are too old now.
I know we're kind of at that point in
Yeah.
life where we
It's
start
time to
looking,
shift.
yeah, we start looking at age group podiums. I guess, but I mean, with the open things, it's not like the Elite 15s can't go into them. So, I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
if, Lauren Weeks and,
Which
uh,
and Lauren Weeks did win the open championship 2 years ago.
right, so she could partner
Yeah.
with anybody and probably win the open doubles too. So,
But she ain't in your age group.
exactly.
Unless maybe she teamed up with Amy Bevilacqua. Then I don't
Then
know.
it
Might be up there.
would average out to 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, I like to do other things. And and I like to be able to jump into random things too. So I just think if I started thinking longer, I would probably have to shift away a little bit more time from the other things that I like to do.
yeah, yeah. And there's just that state of general physical preparedness.
Yeah, that's what I like to
It's
be
one of the
prepared.
things. Oh, okay, I will seamlessly edit this, and you'll never notice that my power went out and my Wi-Fi went down, and we can't remember where we were at. So we'll just carry on. I do remember we were talking about the end of the Sulphur Springs and all that. I think we got all of the Sulphur Spring talk anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Congratulations to everybody did. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was probably the worst condition Sulphur Spring has ever seen.
It was miserable. And like I said, we just went out for
Yeah.
Rise 5K with a couple of farm girls, and that was miserable enough. And then to
Yeah.
for that distance would be crazy. Okay. Well, who knows how long power and Wi-Fi last. So let's dig into High Rocks talks. High Rocks talks. There you go. Let's start with the incredibly bad news. In France today, someone actually did pass away at High Rocks. From what they're saying is hyperthermia, not hypothermia, hyperthermia. So basically the opposite, the overheating. Um,
Yeah.
I think that they were like 29 years old.
Yeah,
Sorry,
young. Yeah.
big Harley driving by right now. Yeah, like 29 years old. I We haven't really got any other details on as far as health or where they were in their fitness journey or anything like that. Sorry. Or what had happened exactly, other than what I have seen in a lot of the comments is that the venue is well air conditioned. That from what I have seen, High Rocks had done everything they could do. I
Yeah.
don't know a lot about as far as um, you know, first aid and that sort of thing and medical response. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that, good or bad. So I'm just going to assume at this point that they had done well.
So this was not the race that was where the runs were outdoors.
No, no, that was Berlin. This was in Lyon. I think it's Lyon or Lyon, France.
Yeah, okay.
So no, Berlin is the one that's outdoors. This is inside, and like I said, if you read the comments on the post, it does. Most people are saying that it was well air conditioned.
Yeah, so then there are other factors that can affect this, which could have been, a severe depletion in electrolytes or, complete muscle glycogen and liver glycogen depletion. Like there's other things that would have likely compounded this,
Mhm.
especially if you're in an air-conditioned building. Like that seems quite odd. I mean, it's super tragic that this would happen. I know that the race in Berlin was quite hot, and there were people that had passed out, including Saskia Millard.
Yeah.
had passed out in her solo race. Um, I mean, it's so awful for something like this to happen at all. And I was just before we came on, I was actually reading about a girl that I just know through the racing community in the London area who got rhabdo from High Rocks, Ottawa. And it's interesting because a lot of these things, um, like you would never necessarily watch someone competing and think they're pushing too hard. Sometimes, oh, and this woman had some health issues and she had donated blood this week, and there was a lot of other things that definitely compounded this situation for her in order to be in this state that would have allowed her organs to not be able to process
Yeah.
the muscle damage that was happening and then give herself rhabdo. And these things like rhabdo and, heat stroke or hyperthermia are deadly. And I do think in some senses people need to take some signs of their body a little bit more seriously. And, we just talked about ultra running and how it takes an extreme mental toughness to do it. But I also think to be willing to set your ego aside once in a while, and I'm not saying this person did anything wrong,
No.
but to say when you know you've maybe hit a limit or there's some signs going off, it's not always the best thing to do to try to tough it out. You have to know certain times when, okay, this is not right, and it's okay for me to stop for my health. And we don't know any details about this person that died, but there are signs too when you are developing heat sicknesses that were that could have been ignored. They maybe had other health issues going on at the same time, but it's okay to not finish something that you started for the sake of your health. And the woman that too I'm talking about that had rhabdo, she was ignoring some things also, and she actually admitted that she felt really stupid, that she was just trying to tough it out, and then she ended up in the hospital. Um, and I was hospitalized once with heat stroke, and it was quite scary. And again, I tried to downplay the symptoms that I was experiencing at the time. And it did get quite severe, and I was in the hospital for quite a long time with it. And had I not gone to the hospital, I don't know what would have happened. So I just think the ego can be really dangerous sometimes. And the David Goggins mentality of, you push through everything is not always smart. And I think just learning sometimes it's okay. It's okay to not finish a race. And
If
I don't blame anybody this weekend for dropping out of sulfur. I don't blame anyone, even in a regular high rocks race, although the conditions might not seem to be too outrageous and you might be in an air conditioned building, but sometimes your body is telling you it's okay and you need to just stop.
yeah, if you're in the hospital or worse, you can't carry the boats.
No, you can't.
Cannot
No,
carry the boats. No.
no,
So, I mean, obviously, we can't, I don't want to dwell on it too much because we know so little about it.
no, yeah.
And just, I think you're exactly right. Sometimes, and I said this on Matt's podcast, know your body as best you can.
Hmm.
And, know when it's time to ignore what your body's telling you and when it's time to listen to what your body's telling you.
Hmm.
And I mean, I guess that just comes with time and preparation. And again, I think if you're doing any of these races, please prepare. Like, don't
Hmm.
just show up and hope for the best. Like, prepare. At least
Yeah.
so that you know what you're getting into. So that's good.
Hmm.
So not to dwell on that, let's jump to High Rox's let's go with this part first. The Elite 15 race on a boat. Thoughts, Bethany? Thoughts?
Oh man. Oh, this it's gonna piss so many people off when these results come out. Um, so my first thought was they're only doing this because no one's buying tickets for this High Rocks
Oh,
cruise. And
absolutely.
and they are trying desperately to fill this High Rocks cruise ship. So now they're making it a major. So the problems here are it's a time trial format. It's not even a race.
It won't be streamed.
So yeah. Um, it's there are a lot of restrictions on a boat. It's going to be a super unique circumstance that will never happen again. So to
Hopefully.
have yeah, hopefully, my goodness. So to have this be an Elite 15 qualifier for the World Championships is absolutely bonkers, unless they have other motives, which they absolutely do in this situation, which I'm assuming is because no one's buying tickets for this cruise. Um,
But
it's a really bad move. And to be honest, from a sporting perspective, as far as moving a sport towards professionalism, it's the wrong thing to do.
this was the year of um consistency and you know courses that were the same and stuff like that. And we're gonna start it off with high rocks on a boat, the
Mhm.
complete opposite of the consistency. Do you know what I think bothers me most about it right now? Is that afterwards they're gonna put together this clip highlight package, whatever, of the race. And they're going to act like it's this incredible, awesome success and what a great idea. And this is fantastic. And that is just going to drive me nuts.
And
Because it
our times
clearly,
getting super fast, you think, or super slow?
I don't, super irrelevant.
Yeah. And it's a time trial, so the
It might,
times actually are relevant.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's a time trial, but it might actually be, I don't even know. I think it's going to be on treadmill.
Oh, you think it's gonna be on air runners?
Yeah, that's my guess. Total guess. I got no information to back that up. Just, I think considering, I know the cruise ship is not a massive cruise ship. And
Hmm.
considering the lack of space and the fact that they have gone to the time trial makes me think that it could be on the air runners.
Oh, wow.
But
So,
I might be way off. I might be completely wrong.
yeah, so knowing it's on a big cruise ship, you could very well be right. I went on one cruise once with my son when he was little, and it was one of the biggest cruises in the world, and there was a track around the outside that was 600 meters.
So I went on one that had a 400-meter track around the outside.
Yeah. It was like 3 lanes.
Yeah. And no one was on it.
No, of course not.
So
Uh, yeah, so I was like, it could happen, I suppose, but I don't understand then logically how then you go from the track to stations
yeah,
and where that would be. And so I didn't even think about it being on air runners, but you're probably right.
yeah, I think so. I think so. And here's the thing that I question. So I believe you're correct that cruise tickets were not going well, which again, we anticipated was a dumb idea from day one.
Mhm.
So rather than take the losses and just say, hey, dumb idea, let's move on, it's dumb idea, let's try to boost it by wrecking our good idea and combine it. Because I just think that if I was on the fence to purchase a ticket for this cruise, right? Or I'm not interested in going, or I'm thinking about it, or whatever. I'm not gonna go, oh, look, now there's an Elite 15 time trial. Take my 5K. That's not gonna sell me on going. I'm sorry. I was either
No.
gonna go or I wasn't.
Yeah. Unless they're going to sell it like you get to hang out with the Elite 15 athletes for 4 days or whatever.
Maybe, I don't know, but it's just I still don't see it.
I don't either. And I haven't seen anyone say too much positive about it, especially Elite 15 athletes.
Just one.
Positive?
Yeah, just one.
That they
J
like the idea?
well, JK.
Oh, okay.
Anytime, anywhere,
Yeah, okay.
whatever. Moving right along.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only thing I've seen actually of any positive statement from anybody, anywhere.
Hmm.
So I can't, yeah, I know if I was an Elite 15 athlete, I'd be like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, this is daft.
I know. And they better, I mean, they better pay their cruise ship fees because High Rocks is already hard enough to get into with.
I'm gonna assume that this is a full paid out for the Elite 15 people going.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah. And yeah, so I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin at how bad of an idea this is. It just it's a no-win. And like I said, the only thing that will frustrate me so much is the fact that they will celebrate what an awesome thing this was. And I'm
Mhm.
just gonna be pissed off by that because we know it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the other part of the Hyrox Elite 15 stuff is they are now have now announced the Challenger division,
Yeah.
where the next 15 basically will race on the same day as the Elite 15 races, which are no longer called majors. They're called the Elite 15 series because reasons. So they will race there, and then whoever finishes top among that second 15 will then be into the next major.
So is it going to bump people out?
Yeah.
So if you were at the bottom, you get bumped out for whoever's at the top of the
So it,
challenger.
yeah, if you were going, let's say, well, one, they won't have it for the first race because it's on a boat, so the second one won't matter. So then they'll do it on the second Elite 15 Series race. Then whoever wins that race will essentially bump whoever is 15th in points on the third Elite Series race. So if you win that Challenger race, you're guaranteed in the next Elite 15, no matter what your points are.
Okay.
Just do my fucking system. Makes more sense. I
Hmm.
don't. I mean, great, more people racing, more chance. But and the thing, like, but I think if you're gonna have a Challenger 15, let them have a chance to win or to qualify for Worlds or whatever. I
Yeah, what if someone from the challenger heat runs faster than
doesn't
the
matter.
winner?
Doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Other than being difficult to explain and to tell people, it won't matter.
Uh-huh.
So I am. I'm kind of like whatever. This is a. It's not a bad thing. It's just not the good thing it could be.
Yeah, I don't totally hate it because I think it gives more
Yeah.
people the opportunity.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's just say it's not a bad thing.
Hmm.
It's just could have been so much better.
Hmm.
It's like when they make a new car and they could have made it awesome, but then they kind of nerfed it down a bit for reasons unknown. I don't know.
Hmm.
So that is that. I think is that it. That's really pretty much all I had for High Rocks was those two things. Was that and
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of it.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Well, let's touch on this one too because we did say about the enhanced games. Did you get to watch the enhanced games?
No, I didn't watch anything. I've been looking a little bit at some results since, but I didn't watch anything.
I didn't.
I wasn't even sure really where to watch anything.
So it was on YouTube.
Okay.
I did not watch it as well because, to be perfectly honest, I was watching auto racing all day. It's a big auto racing day. There was the Indy 500, there was a Formula One and Grand Prix in Montreal, and then the Coca-Cola 600 in NASCAR. So that was my day.
Hmm.
Along with, I did a version of Murph, so I got my workout in.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. So I was good.
Hmm.
Um,
I did not do anything active yesterday.
do you know what I did? I really I did a scaled version. I didn't wear the weight vest. I kind of wish I had because normally I do, but I didn't wear the weight vest. But I did it really different this time, just because I was playing around. And I broke it up. I broke the runs up into 8 separate 400-meter runs, and so I would kind of do like 400 meters, and then 4 rounds of 369, and then repeated that for 8 times.
You did that at a track?
No, well, you're gonna love this. In my campground, there is a loop from right out front of my trailer to right
Mhm.
back to my trailer that is 396 meters. And
Did
then,
you wheel it?
well, I did wheel it, but I GPSed it on Google Earth first.
Oh, okay. So if you just like stepped out a meter from the inside, you'd probably hit exactly 400.
Well, yeah, because that's actually to the front of my trailer, but in order to go where I do the pull-ups and everything, it's actually probably another 10, 15 meters. So I really went over.
Oh, well, there you go.
But
Hmm.
it's just like it's super convenient for a nice. And
Hmm.
then there's another loop that goes the other direction that is just over 400 meters. It's like 415 meters.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, it works really well, and it's kind of like hard packed gravel kind of deal.
Hmm.
It was great. I had a really good run. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I did it like that where I broke it up into sections like that, and it was very um much lower impact. It
Yeah.
was to break it up like that, to break up the pull-ups and the squats and everything into those small sets. It was like I don't feel anything today from it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
And what did you do for pull-ups?
strict pull-ups.
On what?
I have squat rack and pull-up bar. My gym is being all set up at the campus.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say like a playground or something.
No, I've done that before here, but no, we're getting right set up now. We got everything's pulling together. We're gonna be getting some good videos. It may eventually be better than the dining room gym was. It'll just be more outdoors.
Yeah.
So yeah, so looking forward to that. Yeah, so I did my Murph thing. Congratulations to everybody who did do their Murph thing, and especially the people who actually did good reps. The rest of you, whatever. I don't care. I don't
Whatever.
care if you scaled it. I don't care if you did it with a vest, without a vest, whatever you wanted. Fantastic. Do it.
Mhm.
But at least do the reps you're supposed to be doing to the standard you're supposed to be doing them. If you did
Mhm.
kipping pull-ups, great. Do kipping pull-ups that are good reps. Just
Mhm.
do it to the standard you're supposed to.
Mhm.
Personal thing. I even hesitate to call it Murph because
Why?
people get so uptight about things about it, like its meaning and why do you keep time and all that stuff. And I like to sometimes just call it body armor workout like it originally was called so that there's no context to it. So,
Mhm.
despite the fact I love the work, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Somebody said I saw to do it to partition it as 50 rounds of 246, two
Ugh.
pull-ups. Actually, though, talk about minimal abuse in the body.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, especially on the push-ups, if you're at 10 doing like the 5, 10, 15 normally, they end up having to break multiple times in the push-ups.
So two pull-ups, four push-ups, six squats
That's right.
times 50.
Yep.
I would really lose. I'd have to have a way to keep
No,
track of.
yeah, you need a counter. You need a counter to
Yeah.
help you out.
Uh-huh.
You need a designated judge. But I'm going to try that one sometime and just see how it feels.
Yeah.
And it does kind of lean towards doing strict reps, especially on the pull-ups, because doing two kipping pull-ups over two strict ones isn't that much of a speed advantage, especially because that first pull-up usually takes you a bit of a wind up to get into when you're kipping,
Yeah.
as opposed to if you're doing 5 or 10 of them, it becomes much quicker. So
Mhm.
anyway, you still have time, Beth. You can still do your Murph thing later when you're
I
feeling
can
better.
barely walk up the stairs.
There's no stair climbing.
I actually probably could do Murph right now. Yeah,
Once you
I
got
probably could.
once you got your squat going down there a couple times, you'd be all
Yeah. Yeah, I could do Murph. I just don't want to.
right. You know what? We'll go back to the enhanced games a little bit later anyway. Am I allowed to talk about the test I did for you?
What?
The
Oh,
test.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Mm,
that's the other thing I did this weekend. I did that test, and I thought it was pretty good.
mm.
Um,
A physical test because you just went from enhanced games to running tests. So let's just say
and let me get my rubber band.
no, a physical test, a time
Physical
trial
test, time
of
trial,
yeah.
and I think it was pretty good. I do think the burpee box jumps
Mhm.
definitely slow things down compared to everything else.
So we're not set on the movements.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just that's why I figured we just talk here because who the fuck cares?
Yeah. So I am planning an ethics type event that is going to finish with a 20-minute AMRAP. So we are figuring out movements and what makes the most sense.
An
So I had data
unofficial
testing.
unofficial ethics type event.
type. Yeah.
Yes.
We're
Ethics
gonna call it
light.
something totally different.
That's
But
right.
yes,
It's
obviously the concept was from it, but we're making it our own. But yeah, while I was running 50K, I had Dave testing some stuff.
yeah. And like I said, I work it, and I think my math on the point system will work right.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, if you just go like the strength numbers compared to the Metcon numbers were so high that it would make it so much more important.
To be strong.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas I
Yeah.
think so you gotta even that out. And then same like I mean you can't just go straight meters on the endurance section. So
Yeah, 'cause that would be everything.
yeah, exactly. So I think that if you multiply strength numbers, so pounds by three quarter, uh, um, meters by point 0.1, or
Hmm.
it's basically move the decimal place, you know, a spot, and then Metcon reps multiplied by two.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
it was two or 1.5, whatever it was. I
Yeah.
think that would be kind of your sweet spot.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
would, yeah. I thought the movements were fine though. I thought the movements
Mhm.
were good. And you said, remember, you were like, how would the what was it, the back feel afterwards? Absolutely fine.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I don't know. Did we get a date?
Yeah, I'm aiming for July 19th.
Ooh, that's a better one.
Yeah,
That's a better one.
I'm
That's a
trying
better
to
one.
get it out this week, but I just have to work out some things.
This is not an official announcement. This is just me making Beth shoot the shit
Yeah.
because we really didn't
Okay.
watch the enhanced games.
Yeah. But if you need something to train for, keep an eye on July 19th. I will give you something to train for.
Be strong.
Mhm.
Gotta be
And
strong
fast
and fast.
and metabolically conditioned. All the things.
All the things. Which, by the way, is why I often say ethics is of the mass participation stuff right now, probably the best test of what I deem physical fitness.
Hmm.
And by the way, they put out a post today that they are making some US announcements for races very soon.
Hmm.
I would say this week would be my guess.
Hmm.
So if you're interested, ethics is a really, really cool event. And Bethany's will be a great way to prepare for it.
Exactly. Yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, back to the enhanced games. Only one record set, lots of controversy.
Yeah.
People seem to not receive it well.
Yeah, and I was a little bit surprised, I suppose, about I guess I shouldn't be surprised about the negativity towards it. Um, but it was really astoundingly bad. But I think the outcome of it was also kind of what I had hoped in that not much happened.
No, not much happened. No.
So, which in some ways it is a good thing because I think if we had an enhanced game situation and we had 10 guys come out and run the 100 and everyone's smashing times, then it's so hard to ever convince people to not use PEDs.
Hmm.
And what happened again was so in the men's 100, the ones that I were the most interested in anyway. So the men's 100, the women's 100, there were two athletes who were claiming to be unenhanced. So we had Fred Curley and we had a female sprinter
I
who
love that you said claiming. That's awesome.
I know, we
I
just don't.
agree. I agree.
Yeah. And because he is actually currently serving a ban. So for whereabouts failures. So he's claiming to be unenhanced.
On an unrelated steroid ban.
Yeah, I didn't take anything when I'm banned.
Yeah,
I just wasn't where I said I would be three times. So, anyways, that happens.
yeah,
Um,
always.
always, sometimes it happens.
Hmm.
So, anyways, we had the male winner was Fred Curley, who was claiming to be unenhanced. So the female winner was an unenhanced athlete also, which is interesting because obviously whatever enhancements everyone else did could not catch up to these sprinters that are claiming that are unenhanced and are still probably so the and the reason that they I would say that they are saying they are unenhanced is because they're trying to make it to the LA games. So if you're going to be enhanced, you're done for the next 4 years,
Yeah.
which would be the end of their careers. I think it's a bold move for them to compete in the enhanced games anyways, and there still could be repercussions. I would say probably from a sponsorship standpoint. However, they just won $250,000, so maybe they don't care,
Yeah.
which is really why they're doing it in the first place. The enhanced games has dangled such a big carrot of money that I understand why athletes have done it. Um, because it is hard in these sports to make real money. So I understand why they did it. So they did walk away with $250,000 for winning the 100 meter. Um, I think the other thing that we're seeing is a lot of people competing at the enhanced games are at the end of their career.
Yeah. They're
Or,
not in their prime.
right, they're not in their prime because if you're in your prime, you can't do that because your goal is world championships or Olympics and you can't be enhanced anyway. So you're not getting people at their prime. We had a female swimmer that won who was 10 years retired
Yeah.
and came back. So obviously not in her prime. However, she still did swim a PB, but or PR if you're American. Um but I think you're not seeing athletes at their best. And honestly, the 100 times were relatively quite slow.
Oh yeah, especially the further down women. Like someone had like a 13 something.
Yeah, like I've seen that happening faster at high school track meets right
Oh
now,
yeah, for sure.
like senior women in grade 12. So
Mhm.
it was shockingly slow, which is probably a little bit of the reason why it's falling so flat.
Yeah.
And what I like about this is I think sometimes people have a big misconception about PEDs and that you can just do this and you become superhuman.
No.
And that is a massive misconception. And I like what has kind of happened with the enhanced games because we've seen if some of these people went into this thinking, I can just, juice up and I'm just going to become the effort and the discipline that it takes to be the best at a sport is so far above anything that you could ever enhance yourself with. And the best and our world records are set by people who have all of that. And
Mhm.
it's not about the enhancement at the end of the day.
Do you think anybody believes that because isn't it Flojo who has the world record for the 100 meter?
I'm actually not sure.
I think it is. Or
Yeah, which has
Jackie Johnny
been long
Costa.
standing.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying, is there anybody who thinks that one wasn't done under the sauce?
was in the
I
80s.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that thing was beat down the field. I mean, we would go back to Ben Johnson's race with every man in that field was on something. They found out by the later on that every man in the field was on something. I don't doubt that the women were any different.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't caught when everyone else was, so I don't know.
Yeah, hey, neither was anybody else when Ben got caught. Just Ben, but every man in the field was dirty. They all eventually got caught.
Yeah.
So
Hmm. Yeah,
anyway,
but then we've seen an athlete come after them who nobody can touch, even with enhancements. So
yeah, and him, I believe is clean.
I think Usain Bolt is just
Yeah,
the total package. He's a freak,
yeah,
which that's what world records are set by.
yeah, and I will believe it about Phelps too. I don't think Phelps was dirty either.
No.
No, so anyway, do you think there will be an enhanced games too?
Well, it is in July, I thought.
Oh, I didn't know they had already set it up. I think you know
I
what? If they pay these
Mhm.
athletes out and they get their money, more will come.
Even though this one was such a flop,
If you're an athlete, and actually the fact that it was a flop, but they still got paid would make me want to go more.
did the athletes get paid who were in 10th in the 100?
I don't know. I don't know.
Um, the thing that I find the most funny about the enhanced games is the strongman.
Well, yeah, it's stupid because like those guys are already juiced to the gills. They might have had to cut back to meet the criteria.
because they had to be health monitored.
Yeah, yeah, they might have to cut back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Um,
They should have had more like Olympic style power lifters doing their thing, or straight power lifters, right?
well, they did have that too, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But again, there was no world record set in that.
No, I think those people are already juiced right up.
Well, but not if they've been competing in the Olympics.
Theoretically,
Yes. Yeah.
theoretically.
I just, yeah, I think it's just showing that there's so much more to being the best
Oh,
at a sport than it is to all of that. And I think that that's so good because I think it could have taken a really scary turn um, if the outcome was any different, which I didn't think it would be. Like I was going to be shocked if there was any world records really set.
the thing to me would have been the way to measure it was not with world records set because, like you say, a lot of these athletes are past their prime or whatever, or just weren't there to begin
Mhm.
with. It's comparing what they did here and how many PBs or PRs were set by the enhanced athletes compared to their previous stuff. That would be
Mhm.
the real measure of basically whether the protocol worked or not.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I'm not watching it. I haven't looked at stats. I don't know how many PBs were actually set. So, but there was
Yeah.
one record in swimming set,
Mhm.
but it was just, and it was with the suit as well as the enhancements. So who knows?
Yeah.
And then people are saying, well, it doesn't add up and he didn't touch in time and they cheated it. I don't know about any of that, but even if let's just give for sake that he did set it legit and there was no hanky panky, he was still wearing the suit as well, which could have accounted for that because that's why those suits are banned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
All right. You got any sales and fails, or was there more with
Um,
the enhanced games you wanted to do, or
um, no, not really. I mean, I'm still kind of following it along and seeing what comes out of it.
yeah, yeah, we'll probably talk a little more about it next week when we get a little more time to dive in.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was gonna look at the results a little bit more and
Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
I have for me a sale, and it's completely unrelated to anything that we do. The Indy 500 this year was absolutely fantastic and amazing. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was very, very good use of my day to lie on the couch and watch that. I was severely happy. Um, my fail, and this is for Rye, when we went to her 5K, very, very bad race etiquette. People were literally stopping in groups before the finish line. So before they crossed the finish line to take group pictures and essentially blocking the finish line when there's runners coming in. And it was very, very annoying. Do not do this. This is very poor etiquette. Cross the line, get out of the way, take your pictures. Don't do it in the middle of the race course, no matter what the occasion is, why you're doing it. It's just very, very bad. Very annoying. Some people are out there trying to get times, some people are racing. Just don't do that. It was really annoying. And it was multiple times.
Mhm.
So, I know it's all about the gram, but get out of the fucking way. Hey,
Mhm.
that's it for my sales and fails. I do have another fail. Another race car driver passed away, Kyle Busch, from pneumonia, which was anyone who is a race car NASCAR fan. That was very sad. So it
Yeah.
wasn't a great day. Wasn't a great day for stuff like that or great time. You got
Yeah.
anything?
Um, no, like, I mean, I was just, my sales were just being like so uplifted by the ultra running community, like I said, and completely inspired by my two athletes, Elsa and Amber, coming fifth and sixth in the 80K. And just, seeing their progress. So it's just, yeah, it's really cool to see athletes kind of grow and develop that way and, kind of surprise all the people around them. And um, yeah, that was definitely my sale for the weekend. I don't really have too many fails. It was kind of a good weekend in the world of racing for me in my little world. But yeah,
Well,
I'm
congrats to you.
doing-
Congrats to you. Congrats to Elsa and Amber
yeah,
and Jeff
yep,
and my buddy
yep,
Chris Otis.
Yeah, and Jeff only
And John and Sue who went and did the Spartan because there was a Spartan this week.
there was Brimacombe.
It was Spartan Brimacombe this week. Congratulations to everybody that went there and suffered in the rain and muck and yuck on that one. And
Mhm.
congratulations to Rye who ran her 5K and actually we didn't know this but before we left, but she actually podiumed in age group. So
And Jesse Bruce released his book.
yeah.
So yeah, get your hands on that too. So we've ordered our copies and we're really excited to read that.
I am because straight up, I'm dyslexic and reading for me takes a long time and I don't enjoy it very much. And I do know that Jesse is in the process of doing the audiobook format of that, so I'm going to wait for that.
Mhm.
However, I don't
Yeah.
know if I can get him to autograph the audiobook. I might have to just get the book as well and then
Just order a book.
I'll pay
Just to
for
have
either
it.
one.
Yeah.
Put it on my
Yeah.
bookshelf so it looks like I read.
Yes.
Yeah, talk about deceptive. All right, Beth, get us out of here.
Thanks so much, everyone. Congrats, everyone that finished their races this weekend. And if you didn't, and that was the best decision for you, like we said, that's totally okay too. Yeah, and just keep getting out there and killing it. So it was, it was a great weekend and all with all the racing happening this weekend. So congrats to y'all.
Take care.